What is going on, everybody? Well, guess where we are? We're in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, here at the Freeman plant where Freeman Boatworks. Billy Freeman has been a good friend of ours over the years, and I've watched Billy build his very first Freeman in the backyard all the way to today, where we're sitting here at his new facility with over 200,000 square feet of awesomeness right on the other side of this door. And I tell you what, I can't wait to show you guys how these boats are made. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hook up with Scott Cothran, which has been with Billy since day one. He's gonna walk us through the facility. We're gonna see the entire process of how these boats are made, how they're ordered, and this whole exact thing. So can't wait to show you what's on this side of these doors, guys. Let's go check it out. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, sir?
Good,
to see you. Good to see you. Welcome
Scotty
back.
Cothran, man. I tell you what, dude. What a change of scenery.
Yeah, it has changed a little bit. We went from the little place we we're in Somerville to a much bigger place we can call our own. You know, no more leasing. We own this whole place.
Brand new concrete, brand new metal building.
Right.
I mean,
you got the new tire smell, or actually the new boat smell, even better.
No,
than
this is amazing. How many square feet is this?
This is right now under roof. We've got 150,000 plus the extra 20 we've just added, so that's 170 under roof plus what we have outside. So almost 200 here, and we're adding another expansion in the back. We're growing big time. Wow.
Well, I appreciate you taking time today to show me around the plant. And again, this video, we really wanted to show the viewers how it's made, you know, the whole process, from everything from, you know, the hull, the top caps, the painting processes, all the different things. And then we'll jump back in here and just show you how easy it is just to order a boat and the whole process of that entails. Because a lot of times people, they think like, how do you even start the process? Well, we're going to show you.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. Dang. All right. Wow, look at this thing.
Yeah,
That's
so
like
this
a
is
giant printer.
So this is one of our new additions in our new facility. We're cutting our own core and glass kits now. So every boat gets a recipe.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so every boat gets a recipe. We bring in all the raw materials that come in sheets, and this CNC machine cuts it into kits that we then give to our lamination department so that we can build that boat for you.
Because I remember at the old factory, you had them on a big rack, the boxes, and we would say this is a 40 box. It says 43 or 42. This box had such and such, and it was a kit,
right?
A lamination kit or fiberglass kit for each one of those boats.
Right, and so
now you're making them.
Right, we're building them in house, which gives us the ability to be flexible.
Yes.
And if we need to make a change, we can do it very quickly.
Wow.
And
that's. You know, honestly, and I've been around the boat business a long time. I've been to Ranger facilities. I've been to different boat manufacturers over the years. And right off the bat, I can just tell you, this place is spotless. It's set up well. And with all the extra stuff that you guys are putting into this and having the control that you guys have, that speaks volumes for the quality.
Right. Keep it in-house, you can control it.
That's right, yes.
And what this mold here actually has a part in it. This kind of takes a little bit of wrapping your mind around.
Right.
So this is the inverse of the part. So the first thing we do with this big mold is we spray your hull color, whichever color you picked. In this case, it's kind of looking through this.
So mine was white.
Right. So this mold would have been sprayed white.
Yep.
With a gel coat, which is it's the paint under the outside that you see. Then we layer a layer of skin coat in here, and that protects the gel coat. So when we start adding the structural layers, the bulking layers, we don't do any damage to that gel coat. And from here, they slide back and we do our infusion process. But this is the very first step in the manufacturing process. Now, once this is all cured, all the bulking layers are in, it actually releases from the mold, picks up with these big cranes, and then sets down on the floor.
Wow, and this right here, what does this do?
The vacuum line. So that, again, forces and holds the shape in the mold, so if any kind of air pockets will be pulled out with that vacuum line.
So is this actually a hole right now in there?
Yeah, there's a hole in there now, correct.
And you don't know what color it is, you can't see it, correct?
Right, well, we sprayed it this morning. I know that it happens to be gray.
Right.
But with the skin coat on it, you do lose the ability to color.
Yes, that's interesting. And to see
it's big.
The size, that is crazy huge. That's a 47, wow.
Yeah, that's your next boat, right?
That will be the next boat.
I like it. After we get it sprayed, after we get the skin coat on, it comes over here to start our infusion process. It's kind of what the industry has gone to. It's a lot more efficient, better part, lighter weight, and we're doing it with all of our large parts here at Freeman.
Is this a 42 or 47?
This is a 43.
43, okay.
Right from here, we can look over that we've got glass going in here. It's all laid dry until the fusion process starts. Yep. So it's, as you can tell, it's dry. We did our paint by numbers, for lack of a better term, lack of a better explanation, where we cut everything over there. All the bulking layers get laid here, and it's all to a very tight recipe of.
So you lay the gel coat down, then you lay down a skin coat, and a lot of
the bulking layers.
bulky,
These are
yeah.
the
Then you keep adding
string.
these on, and that
Correct.
gets your thickness.
Right. Build it from the inside out.
Right.
So after this part's done, we do our vacuum bagging process, our infusion process, injects the resin, the part solidifies, and we come over here.
And that's different from like in the past, you do a roller.
Right,
Correct?
you have to hand lay everything.
Hand
And
lay.
so it's getting that thickness the same and getting it
Right.
each time consistent is a lot more challenging. It's a lot more
Yeah.
labor intensive. And it's
Right.
quite messy.
Yeah.
They get resin all over
Right.
the poor guy, the
I've
guys and
seen
gals
that
that are working
again
on it.
when I've been to some of the
Yeah.
plants in the past. They're literally with big rollers.
Yeah,
you
pushing
know,
bubbles
rolling
out.
up and down. So
Sure.
that allows that to be evenly spread,
Mm-hmm.
so it's more cost effective for you and more quality control as well.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
All right, so the infusion process, we've done all the bulking layers. We wrap this bag around here, and then we have a vacuum system that pulls all the air out. As you can see, it's nice and tight. Then we have vacuum lines that are pulling the resin away, and then feeder lines that's just feeding the resin in.
Yeah.
So the resin being the glue that holds all this together, and it saturates that fiberglass and solidifies it and gives it the strength that we have.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the more scientific things that we do, because getting these cure rates right and getting everything to flow and do everything has taken us quite some time, but our team's gotten really, really good at
Yeah, I
it.
can see it going through the line here. That's
Right.
crazy.
Right, and that
So cool.
it isn't just plug it in and hope for the best. There's a lot of engineering that goes into this.
A good quality boat's not cheap, and it's for these reasons right here.
Right.
You know, they're gonna last forever. It's like people always ask me, like, you know, I'm like, the engines will go out before the boat does.
Oh, yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
like the boats last forever.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a cap here, and I know we've followed the process along the way.
So
but
this
now-
is the cap.
right. So this is cured, resin's hardened.
Yep.
We are getting ready to now release this from the mold.
You'll pop it off of there.
Pop it off the mold, and when we're left there, then we'll have our nice red mold. The reason
Yep.
mold's red is so when we spray it again with gel coat, we can tell what spots or you know, where we're
Gotcha.
thick and
Yep.
thin. So this will pop off the mold with a crane,
Yep.
fly over, we'll flip it over, we'll cut off the sacrificial areas that we're not going to use,
Yep.
and then get it ready for assembly.
And then then you have the hull, which is the same process, and you literally sandwich them together.
Correct.
So this is gonna lay right on top. And then you have this right here, which
liner.
is the liner inside of this part, correct?
Correct.
So there's three parts, right? You have the hull, you have the top cap, and you have the liner.
Correct.
And those all mesh together, and then they're all formed together and sealed together, and then that's basically the start of the boat.
There you go. And then we call the furniture, which is your console, leaning post, and everything
All
else.
right, let's go check that out.
All right, cool. We've looked at the big parts. Now, obviously, all the big, great size, we also, everything that we build, all the lids, the consoles, the leaning posts, everything else are all small parts. Built in a very similar fashion, but all have to be manufactured here to put that boat together. And so when you talk about, when we do custom options or design changes, there's molds and everything that fall through that. And that's the, part of the challenge is us as a company is trying to understand what the customer is going to want, and then working, taking feedback from yourself of how do we make it the next part better. But every change comes with building new molds and getting that process.
But having full control here, and again, looking at the vastness of this facility here and how new everything is, having the room to have every different station. I remember the other factory was pretty big, but I remember everything being pretty crammed in there.
Right.
Now you have your own departments, basically. This corner's for that, this corner's for that. Everything all the way to the electronic stereos, all the electrical rigging, all that kind of stuff. The finish room, I guess, is what you'd call it.
Right. Yeah. We'll keep going. So here's all of our lids. Now, keeping in mind the lid has two shiny sides, a top and a bottom.
Yep.
So it actually requires two molds, a top and a bottom mold. Lids obviously take a tremendous amount of our time because all of our boats have lids, and lots of lids.
Lots of lids, yes.
Lots and lots
and they
of
all have to
lids.
be finished, like you said.
Correct.
So that's a big deal.
Right, right. So we have an entire team. This is all they do is lids, 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 lids. And for a while they were actually a bottleneck of the plant, but we've done some improvement in the processes and really got them rolling on lids now.
Yeah. This is what a console looks like before it's all finished out. Got the big Garmin's laid in there. This whole area right here, beautiful, beautiful layout. This is for a 43.
We were talking about earlier, we had the liner upside down on the mold over there. Well, this obviously has come off the mold, been flipped right side up. We have all the cutouts, the speakers that are going in, rod lockers, getting ready to be put into the hull. They'll get glass and bonded down, and then we'll bring the furniture in. So this is kind of the next step of the assembly process. Obviously, like anything, this is extremely critical because this is where all the big parts come together.
All right, the boat right here behind me, this is a 47 Freeman right there. I can tell by the massive size of this thing. But in this part of the factory here, I'm seeing several boats. Matter of fact, there's a 28 if you look right here behind us. You know, I rode in Ben's 28, but so this is the second one that I've seen. But I tell you what, I've heard nothing but great things. You know, talking to Nick, he's down there where we are, and you know, him and Sarah have been, every time I turn the Instagram on, they're out there doing something on it. And but I've heard so many great things. And this, probably the newest model in the whole lineup, right?
It is, it is.
You can put a trolling motor on the bow. You can put power poles on the back. So it's really, and you can run offshore. You can go dolphin fishing, you can go sword fishing. You can do what you want offshore, but yet come inshore and do some of your bay fishing.
Sure. It's been extremely versatile for that. And we also, the original thought was we were building it as kind of a complement to the guy that had the 47 that wanted a smaller platform to go to the sandbar and fishing. But now that we've gotten more and more of them out there, it's really been, it checks a lot of boxes. It really, really does.
Right.
And then you mentioned the keys. It is a great keys boat because there's so much versatility in the keys anyway.
Right.
And so, like you said, from Nick's already caught some nice sword fishing his and all the way down.
I saw that the other day.
I've asked them about their stone crabbing. They're not ready to bring the traps too much onto the Freeman and scratch it up yet, but I know them. I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Well, it's laid out well. You've got all your rod holders in the back.
Yep.
Of course, a great trailer, and that's one of the beautiful things about the Freeman. All the Freeman platforms. Notice they're all sitting on trailers, and that is a big deal, guys, because having the ability to hook up to your boat and go somewhere and drive to Louisiana, drive to Texas, you know, is a big deal. You know, it's not easy to haul a boat, but these trailers are made right. The Freemans, they pull right, and you can haul them all over the place.
Sure.
So this right here is, we're about 3/4 of the way through the boat at this point, right?
Right. This is where the magic's really starting to happen, where all the cool stuff starts coming in. So the engines are going to get hung. We got the sea chest, the live well system, the electronics, the stereo, the hardtop. This is where it really kind of gets exciting. This is where the customers always want to visit during this age. You can get in there and you can be a part of watching this stuff come together.
Yeah, you can really start to visualize. When you looked at, you know, at the very first process, where it was just a cap in the hull, I'm sitting there looking at it like, this doesn't make sense, you know, because you're looking at it upside down. But when you start to see it all come together like this, we just saw the lids and how they're going to come together. You know, seeing this boat laid out like this, how massive this boat is, and just an awesome to see how it's put together. And this boat moves around the whole facility. All these hulls are on basically like a rolling trailer.
Right.
And they just push them around the whole factory. They just work their way around the whole thing.
Sure. And part of what we've done as we've moved in this bigger facility and had room to work with is a lot more is going on in parallel than series. And way back when it was build this part, right now build this part, now build this part. But now we've got it kind of coming in and kind of flowing more of a, I don't want to say assembly line process, because it's just really efficiencies in manufacturing and understanding what our critical path is and what takes the longest and what we can do while that's being prepped.
How many zip ties do you think you use a year?
I would think all of them. Our vendor was mentioning the other day that he thinks we're the world's largest user of zip ties. And
I think we did the math on it. Billy told me you can go to the moon and back 6 times.
Yeah, or 7, something like that. On there. Elon Musk is working on that project.
So everything in-house, literally is everything in-house. And I remember back in the day, you had to piece a lot of this out. You know, you had to have your pipe work done by another person. They'd bring things in. But now you're doing most of it all right here. And we have, this is the T-top right here, kind of finished out. This is anodized aluminum, but you can also do different colors, right?
Sure, we can do powder coated, whatever combination that you pick out. And it is nice bringing it in-house. We used to kind of have small footprint, but we've been doing all of our tube work here. The 47 with the glass is still manufactured outside, but this is all done here. Allows customer to change rod holder configurations, or this obviously is a second station similar to your boat. And we could get to control it, and obviously we control the quality of it as well.
Yeah, so again, 4 years old on my boat. We had it powder coated. It has the white powder coat on it. 0 issues, no blemishes, no bubbles, no chips, perfect.
It used to get a bad rep, but we've got a great company we're working with, and I hear that more often than not. We've never had an issue, and it's held up really, really well, and it looks good, and it's easier to clean. You don't see the water spots as much. So it's been very, very popular.
Great. And one of the other features that is so awesome, again, we talk about the Freeman having the ability to trailer them around the country. Well, when you trailer a Freeman, you got to worry about height. And so what they've done here, you know, not all boats have towers, but like a lot of South Florida boats, for example, we all like towers. We like getting up on top of the boat. This is what we call the convertible tower. So you actually have these bolts right here. This whole thing comes apart and lays down. Really quick and easy, to be honest with you. I take it up and down all the time. So within about 10 minutes, I can have this thing apart and have it down, and then I can tow it down the highway, and it meets your height requirement for most bridges. Pop it back up and you're good to go. So having that convertible T-top or tower is a game changer in my opinion. I'm so glad you guys offer that here. There's the most beautiful 42 I think I've seen in a long time.
That's it. That's it.
Look at that beautiful 42. It's a brand new 42 LR, long range, 800 gallons of fuel. We got a 34 right there. You have a 47 right there, which I love that color, by the way.
Yeah.
We have a
37, basically. This is a kind of a hybrid thing we're doing right now. This is the new 38 running surface, but we're gonna improve the console and a leaning post here with the glass windshield, so we get that 47, 43 look in this platform.
The evolution, I remember the very first boat that Billy made. I watched him build parts of it in his garage in the backyard. That one was
33.
33, that's right, 33. And then from there, it went up to a 34.
Yep, with 33 to a 34, we introduced the 28, 29, and the 37, and then the 42, and then the 47s come along, and now we're in this bigger facility, and it's allowed us to kind of update some of those older models by still keeping them around, because what we've realized is this running surface is just phenomenal, as you know. And so it lets us get into many more markets than we originally started. You know, 33 was that hardcore fishing platform, but it was also kind of what proved the concept of what we could do. So today, 28, 34, just launching the 35. We announced it in Lauderdale, we'll have it at Miami. 37, 38, which is gonna be an evolution of the 37, a 42, the 43, the 47.
Wow.
And look, we're still working on stuff.
That's right. Billy's mind's always going. I tell you what, and that's the thing, like, so basically what's so great about it is you've got a boat for just about anybody, you know, for really whatever you want to do, from bay fishing to extreme hardcore offshore.
Right.
And you guys have just done a fantastic job here. Let's take a peek at some of these other 43s over here and 44s.
Okay, yeah, sure.
This boat right here is pretty much identical to my 42. This is what they call the 43, which obviously it's a little bit longer of a boat, but it has
Wider.
some upgraded features, wider boat as well. It has a really unique hardtop. This is a bigger hardtop. I don't know what you call this versus what we had before.
Sure, this is the D-tubing. It allows us to inset the glass to give us a full glass
windshield. Oh, you've got a glass windshield,
right.
That's right.
Yep, and this hardtop hangs out for you to give you a little more shade when you're sitting in the back.
Yes.
This is equipped with the same motors you have, the Yamaha 300s. We have the integrated dive door now. Rod racks here in the back, cleans that up. The swim platform we were just discussing. Same live wells you have in your boat. You know, as we mentioned, you can do the rear-facing seat option versus this here. He also stole your idea and went with the 2 bench seats. You get up here to the dash, you get our integrated glove box, joystick, similar to what we have on yours as well. If we step forward, one of the biggest differences in the 43 is these rod lockers, and 2, we deleted the step up. So in your boat, and it's been, honestly, a lot of guys have liked it. Some guys have liked the 42 design, and you know, you can go both ways. The advantage, obviously, of the 42 design is easier to get at the bow. But here, we have a live well for the pitch box.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And if you don't use a live well, it'll be a great champagne holder. So
That's right. Well, you know, you can run at the front here and cast, and you're locked in good. So if it was really snotty out, bouncing around, you've got a little bit better foothold, you know, for sure.
Integrated rod racks, and they keep your smaller rods out of the way off the deck. But you still get those big insulated boxes up front and the beam box.
You know, when you talk about a little bit wider, is it a foot wider, basically?
12.3 versus 11.9.
Okay, so a little bit wider, but you can really feel it. I mean, just a little bit, a few inches here and there on a boat make a huge difference.
For sure.
I mean, you just feel it.
And you know, as you mentioned earlier, the trailering features is trying to keep it as big as possible, but still compact enough that we can trailer it. Because you know, the 47 being 13.2 is a bit of an animal on the road, and this is right there at that transition. It still feels 42-ish enough, but gives you a little more room to work with.
Right. I tell you, what a cool facility. Hats off to you and Billy and everybody that's been a part of getting this new factory and all the additions you guys are going to be coming up with. I'm just truly impressed, especially seeing where Billy started and seeing where you guys are now. It's awesome to be able to be part of the process.
Yeah, it's been a great ride, and we really enjoyed it. And it's cool working for a Billy Freeman of the world that is constantly driven. It's aggravating at times because he's never satisfied, but it's also knowing you're working with the best people with the best product, and knowing you got something you can stand behind.
Yeah. Well, look, it's an easy process. I know a lot of people watching this video, if you're ever in the position that you want to possibly get a Freeman, it's a real simple process. You literally call up Freeman Boatworks. You're going to get a hold of Scott or one of the other sales guys that are at the office. and they're going to walk you through the process. And you can come here to the factory right here in Monk's Corner and sit down and go through the whole. What does that look like?
Ideally, we'd like to get you here and let's go through it. Let's stand in the boat. Let's answer those questions. Those things you've been looking at on the internet and been wondering about. Let's answer them all. Our customers are very technical guys. We don't have first-time boat buyers. Our guys know what they're getting. I mean, we're building the best product there is. And so working through that, it builds for a better product in the end, and you know what you're getting, you're comfortable with it. And we do that sea trial like we did with you today, and when you go home, you're ready to go fishing.
That's right. Well, I'd say the process was really easy. You know, here's what I did. You know, basically decided on what model I wanted to get, sent a deposit in, that kind of holds your spot. And then you start the process. You start picking out colors and picking out all these different options that you want on the boat. And then, you know, you're updating me throughout the whole thing. And so obviously I came out here and checked out the boat and got to see how it was built and all these great things. And now I get to see the finished product. So it's really a very well-run ship. And I just can't thank you enough for allowing me to come here and hang out today.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And guys, hopefully you enjoyed this little episode of how it's made. Pretty cool stuff here, guys. And the next time they get a new boat in the lineup, we're going to come out here and we're going to check that thing out as soon as we can. So we'll see you back in Florida.